Today I'm here to answer the question on everyone's lips. What do Chinese people like to eat for breakfast? Unfortunately, there is no simple answer to that question because China is so big, breakfast options and preferences change dramatically from place to place. But I guess you could say the biggest differences exist between the north of China and the south of China. So we're going to start the journey today in the beautiful Beijing, which is in North China. So in the north, probably the most typical breakfast you're going to find is youtiao dipped in doujiang. You can find it pretty much everywhere, in canteens, kiosks, restaurants, on the street. It's super, super popular. So youtiao is basically this deep fried dough stick, and then doujiang here is a soybean milk. Take your youtiao, break a bit off, dip it inside. Yeah. Really good. So I guess this is kind of like the Chinese version of churros, but instead of dipping it in chocolate, you're dipping it in soybean milk. But since I'm currently in Beijing, let's check out the traditional Beijing version of this northern breakfast. And to be honest with you, I'm not really looking forward to it. So here in Beijing, the youtiao is in a round shape and it's called jiaochuar. And instead of dipping it in doujiang, they dip it in douzhi, which is this one here. This is really not my favorite thing to eat. It stinks.
豆汁是什么？
豆汁是绿豆发酵的东西，你可以尝试一下。
哦，好吧。
你是吃不了，这属于是老北京的传统小吃嘛，估计您尝试一下吧。
你喜欢吗？
喜欢。
That is really, really pungent. Very flavorful. Oh man. I don't know who actually likes eating this. There are a lot of Beijing locals who can't even stomach this food. On to the next food. I'm ready to try something different. So here in the north, wheat has traditionally been the staple crop. So generally speaking, the kind of breakfast foods you're going to find here are wheat-based. Like baozi that come in all shapes and sizes, usually filled with either vegetables or meat, fluffy, delicious, steamed. So good. You've also got jiaozi, which are a steamed dumpling with a bit of a thicker wheat skin, and they're also just delicious. You've got xiaobing, which is this delicious layered flatbread, crispy on the outside and beautifully soft on the inside. And of course, there are also just infinite varieties of wheat noodles. And while these dishes may be typically northern, because of internal migration and people moving around, you can definitely still find them in the south. So let's move on to a food that isn't wheat-based, but is a huge northern specialty. It's tofu brains. Delicious. But of course, tofu has no brains, so what is this then? It's basically just super silky soft tofu.
为什么叫豆腐脑？
人的体的一般的精准不是头脑嘛，对吧？是不是脑袋是吧？但是豆腐它的精华，它所以说它就是豆腐脑，就是说领袖的意思，你知道吗？豆腐中的领袖。对，所以你们外国过来尝尝中国豆腐脑，挺好的。
Here in the north, tofu nao is a salty dish and it's often served with soy sauce and sometimes meat. But the interesting thing is, this dish, tofu nao, tofu brains, is served very differently in the south. So let's go check it out. Okay guys, I've arrived in the south. I'm here in Shenzhen, which is a city in Guangdong Province. And this province is actually one of the southernmost provinces in China. And my first stop for today is to find some southern style tofu brains. So the first difference I can notice about this dish in the south is it isn't called tofu brains here. It's called douhua, tofu flour. I love it, so beautiful. And difference number two is that here in the south, it's not served salty, it's sweet. She's just put like 2 teaspoons of sugar on the top of this. Okay, yep. No mistake about it, this is definitely a sweet dish. I have to say the texture is pretty much exactly the same as what I found in the north, but It's just a huge flavor change.
南北的口味不一样，南方人都比较喜欢吃甜的，他这边可能就是天气太热了，他们吃甜的要凉快嘛。
But the differences definitely don't end there. Whereas the north was wheat-based, here in the south, rice is king. Here in the south, some of the traditional breakfast foods you're going to find include congee, sticky rice, many varieties of rice noodles. But here in Shenzhen, there's one rice-based breakfast dish that I'm seeing everywhere. So they've got this big pot of rice flour batter, which they then pour into a tray, shake it about to distribute it evenly, add an egg, a bit of meat, some greens, and then they let it steam for a few minutes. When they take it out and it's cooked, it's then rolled up, cut into pieces, and then topped with the most heavenly soy garlic sauce.
这是广东的特色吗？还是深圳的特色？
广东的特色。你们国家有没有人吃这个？
没有。
Such a lovely texture. It's like eating a pillow.
好好吃。
But I couldn't come to the south without introducing the traditional Cantonese style breakfast, yum cha. Essentially, yum cha is various dim sum paired with Chinese tea. And it's a tradition popular in the southern Cantonese-speaking regions of China, such as Guangdong Province, Hong Kong, Macau. It's 8 a.m. and this place is absolutely packed. So I hope this video has shown you how varied and delicious Chinese breakfast can be. And although I am so full right now, there is always room for one last dumpling. I'll see you next time, guys.